Go.
This is the chick brooder and
Incubator.
Incubator, and we put all the eggs in here for when they're about to hatch, and whenever they're about to hatch, we put them in this box. We put the eggs in nets so we can tell what breeds they are, and we slide it in the bottom right there, and they hatch in that, and then we put them outside in the shed with a heat lamp on them so they can stay warm out back there. And up here are all the different rows of the different breeds of chickens. So whenever there's enough to fill up all of these, we put them in these, then we put them in the incubator.
Alright, so this is the brooder for the chicks. It's in our shed right now. So these are our youngest chicks. They still have a heat lamp on them because if they get too cold, they're supposed to be kept warm. So the chicks are hatched in the incubator that we showed you, and once they hatch, they get moved out here. And once they get enough feathers to where they won't get too cold, they'll go outside. These are our youngest chicks that just moved in here. Then in here we have the middle chicks. And then over here we have, in this brooder we have the oldest chicks. And the reason why we have this mesh screen over them is because they're still kind of learning to fly. So they'll try and get out all the time. Last year, I think it was, we didn't put a screen over them. So they decided that it'd be fun to figure out how to fly around the thing. So you just walk in here and there'd be chickens everywhere because they get out and practice flying everywhere. And then Emma is going to tell you about how sometimes we would put styrofoam in the brooder.
We would put styrofoam in these, but not those two because they're not old enough to know that they can peck on each other. And these know they can peck on each other, so they pluck out each other's feathers. So we put styrofoam in there so that they don't peck at each other, they peck at the styrofoam instead of each other.
So these are the guinea pigs. The biggest one and oldest one, the black and white one, is Winter. We've had her the longest. And the smaller one, the brown one, is Summer. She's one of the youngest ones that we have. And she has the cutest hairdo. It's kind of like this bowl thing. So You missed the hummingbird.
Nick, right now.
Mm-hmm.
This are foster puppies. This one is Easy.
This one's Jamba. Jamba is the biggest one, and she's the one with purple collar, and she doesn't have a black spot. She has gray spots.
And they're both blind and deaf. So
Easy can see a little bit more than Jamba. Jamba can see someone if they're moving right in front of her, but she can't see still things. So they kind of panic when they're in a crate because they don't know what's blocking them. But Easy can see someone walk across the room, and they love chasing you if they see you.
And right here is Spark. His actual name is Sparkles, but we call him Spark for short. And
He has a thing with sticks. Once you throw a stick, it will never stop.
he'll keep going forever and ever.
Looks like he just came back from the pond, given that he is soaking wet. So these are my chicks that I raised for 4-H. It was originally for a thing called Chick Chain, where I raise a bunch of chicks, and I take my 3 best chicks to a show to see how well I've raised them and things. And these are black stars. That's the way they are. I also had a rainbow chick, which is kind of like a mystery breed that we got. And Emma named it Fluffy, so Emma's kind of claimed that one. I actually won second place with them at my Chick Chain show. So now Emma's going to talk about how she gets eggs from them every day.
This is Fluffy, and it's one of them that Anna raised. You can tell she's very different from the others. She's not a black star. We don't know what breed she is, but she also lays
She's an Americana.
green eggs.
Did you hear me? She's an Americana.
She's actually an Americana.
Mm-hmm.
And she lays green eggs. Greenish blue. And when I was holding her, you could tell she had a little beard. A little fluffy beard. And these are their nesting boxes. I come out here every day to collect their eggs. And they're usually about 6 or 7. But sometimes they're like 10. And I collect them in this basket. And up here is another box where they can lay their eggs. And why there's a golf ball in here is because they think this is an egg. So if they think there's already an egg, they know what the purpose is, so they think that they lay more eggs in there. And right here is their food bucket. It's hanging from the ceiling so they don't kick these shavings in them. And right here is their roost. At night, whenever chickens go to sleep, they sleep standing up on here. So it's basically like a bed for them. And yeah.
This is Bandit. He's the Great Pyrenees that we have. He's our barn dog, which means he basically lives out here at the barn, and his main job is to protect the chickens from raccoons, possums, and things. He also loves chasing hawks that fly by, because chickens, they'll make this certain noise whenever they see like a shadow go across, because they think it's probably like a hawk or something that's trying to eat them. So they'll make this certain noise to warn others, and it'll just kind of spread through it, and he knows that noise now. So then he'll just go and chase the hawk like all across the backfield until it gets over the fence line.
Go.
This is Oreo. As you can see, he's a lot smaller than all the other chickens. He's a rooster and he's full grown. He's about 5 years old. And he's basically just this big baby that we always bring inside. He's kind of like a special little one that always gets pet.
So whenever we first got him, so he originally came in this huge batch of bannies, and our mom picked him out of the bunch to keep here. And so he got so used to us that my mom would just be like standing on the porch way up there, and she'd call out, "Oreo!" and he'd just come running up from the barn. And that's Gypsy. She is our ancient, she is our ancient 16-year-old German Shepherd Boxer mix. So she is really old, and she has pretty much grown up with us.
And this dog here is Bandit.
Bandit is still a little bit of a baby, so he likes. Yeah. So these are the horses. The brown one is Gambler. He is a quarter horse thoroughbred mix, and he's about 16 years old, or is 18 years old, and he is 16 hands tall. Hands are 4 inches. They're how you measure horses. Each hand is about 4 inches, and they measure up to their withers, which are the very end of their mane. That one is Storm, and she is 15 14, 5. Yeah, 5. And she's the sassy one. And she's really sassy, but so right now we are we got a saddle from a family friend that's giving our horse riding lessons. So we need to measure them to see their girth size, which is you have the saddle on top, and the girth is basically the belt thing that goes under the horse. Emma?
And that's about it.
Actually, there's one more thing. The thing on Gambler's neck, that little, what do I call it?
Collar.
Collar type thing. So Gambler's a cribber, which means that he'll put his front teeth on the bar and he'll pull back and
Make this
it'll burp. So he basically puts his front teeth on the fence and he'll burp, which is about that. And so he pulls back a lot on it, and he likes to break fences. While he does that, he'll rip the thing out of the nails. So they put the collar on him to keep him from doing that. I don't know exactly how it stops it, but it does. And another thing about Storm is that she hates bits. Bits are the thing that you put in their mouth, and so typically she'll do just fine if you just have a like a harness on her. You don't need the whole Hackmore. A Hackmore is basically a
Bitless bridle.
bitless bridle. Yeah. And that's about it.
So these are pigs.
Louder.
And the big one there, the big black one right there with the brown spots on him, is Marble. He's the dad of all the pigs. And that black one about the same size as Marble is Gertie. And this brown one right here is Brownie.
They were the original pigs that we first got. We got them as itty bitty babies, and they've just grown up. And these are the babies.
And these two right here, if you were at MSGA last year, we brought these two to school and we showed them to the class.
It was very fun trying to get them in the truck. I'll tell you that. Very, very entertaining.
You had to get up really early in the morning to give them baths too.
Yeah, and then we actually have this video too of my dad trying to ride our pigs. So it started whenever our godparents and their daughter came down, and JC is her name. She wanted to come see the pigs. So then we got into this whole thing about how we dared her to ride them. And so Emma and JC and them are all trying to ride the pigs. And then my dad gets in here and he goes and starts riding Marble over
The
there.
big one.
So, and it was very funny. Oh no!
The one right behind you is the new one that I caught a week ago.
We're gonna talk about that video.
So are you ready? Alright, so these are the bees, the beehives. We have 8, and so this new one down here, we actually got it a few weekends ago because they were swarming up there, but they're not anymore. And so my dad had to go and get them down and put them into a new hive. The feeding, so how we feed them is they pretty much drink sugar water, and that's the feeding jars right there.
And the rocks on top of them are so the tops don't flip over in like a rainstorm or something. And there's a queen bee in every hive. The boy bees, they're the ones always coming out and in and getting nectar from.
Girls.
The girls are coming in and out from the hives to get the nectar from the flowers and going back in.
And so my dad's the one who always takes care of that most of the time.
And how we can tell the queen bee from all the other bees is because the queen bee is a lot bigger than all the other scout bees. And in museums and stuff where you see them all crawling around in those glass, the thin glass things, in the museums they put a red dot. They paint a red dot on the queen so you can find the queen bee. But we don't really put dots on the queen bees.
You can mark them if you want to.
And there's not one queen out of all these hives. There's a queen bee for each hive.
And the reason we can get so close today is because it's really cool and windy, and so they're not very active and they're kind of sluggish. Like on a hot day, we wouldn't walk up to the front of them like this without a smoker or something like that.
And he said smoker was because when we put smoke on them, on the bees, it calms them. So whenever he's checking on them, he has a bee suit and he lifts the top up on each one and picks up each little column and
That's pretty good.
that's about it for them.
So this is the pond. We share it. It's kind of made property line with our neighbors. This is the pond, and we share it with our neighbors. Typically, we come down here to fish. We just throw them back out because we don't really cook them or anything. And Spark, his favorite spot of all time. He loves the pond.
He loves to jump in it and swim. He's not much of a swimmer, but I've seen him get in the pond before.
We're out fishing. Spark, he loves chasing the hook out there. And we have to tell him to come back. This is an old boat. We don't exactly know where it came from. It was just here when we got here.
You ready?
He just kind of swims out there. We don't swim out there because it's really dirty. And somewhere in between,
They
in the
They
middle
used
of
to have cattle out here, both sides. So to keep the cows from crossing over, and they had this old wire fence going across there. But at some point during the storm, it fell, and so we just kind of don't know where it is out there, and we don't really want the horses going out there because they could get tangled in wherever the fence is. So. Yeah, and then back there, that's where the round hay thing is, where we put the hay for the horses. Back here, and then a few days ago, we had a burn pile. So you go down there, and there's this huge steep hill back there. And that's where we had a burn pile back there to burn some old wood.
And right now we're in our huge field. I don't know how many acres it is, but it's 5 acres. And
Where's the barn?
found it. The barn is way back there behind the tree, and right there is the shed. And beside the shed is our house.
Found 6.
Good job.
He found the stick. Oh, Bandit's getting it. Bandit doesn't really like
Bandit
water.
doesn't go past knee length because he doesn't like swimming. Because the first time we had him out here, whenever he was an itty bitty puppy, we brought him out here, and he was just this tiny fluff ball. And he hated being as straight. He'd howl and howl and howl. So we brought him out here while we were fishing, and he saw Spark jump into the pond. He was a puppy. And so Bandit thought it'd be a great idea to jump in with Spark, being this itty bitty puppy he was.